Tirad Mahmoud is CEO of Abu Dhabi and Islamic Bank and joins me. Nice to see you again here.
Nice to meet you.
We spoke last year. I'm going to start with last year when we did the Islamic banking panel and we talked about expansion of the sector. How optimistic do you feel 12 months on about that expansion?
I think the growth momentum in the Islamic finance world is moving faster than the conventional banking world. And I'm pleasantly surprised that despite the slowness globally, we continue to move ahead faster than the conventional banks. Also, I would like to say that we can perhaps move much faster in the UAE especially, and in the Gulf generally speaking, if we adopt what the Malaysian government has done, and that is establishing a standardized set of criteria for Islamic banking. And if we have the standardization for the legislation and for the documentation, the business becomes far more scalable.
Now, this is something we talked about 12 months ago. I remember this clearly. How optimistic are you that we will get that standardization in the UAE?
I'm very optimistic that it will happen in the UAE. The government has already made a decision. I'm somewhat dismayed at the pace of progress in that area. I would have thought that having the whole thing done and launched and effective in 2016, but it looks like this is a 2017 event.
Your own expansion plans, what can we expect?
I think our growth continues unabated. We are among the 3 banks that have registered positive growth in 2016 in the first half in the UAE. We're among 3 banks that had a positive growth. So we continue to grow. But if you're asking me, are we going to open new franchises in new different markets? Not in 2016. We look for opportunities in 2017. We always do look for opportunities.
Yeah.
And opportunities have to represent good economic fundamentals. So we hope to see some opportunities next year.
What about capital raising? What about sukuk issuance? Is there anything you can tell us on that front as an indication of your plans?
ADIB has been fortunate with abundance of liquidity. We're perhaps the most liquid bank. We have excess liquidity. I mean, our deposit growth for the last 12 months was 10% year on year, double the growth in our asset book. So we continue to outpace the industry, and our liabilities grow faster than our assets. So to go and issue sukuk for liquidity purposes is unnecessary. From a capitalization point of view, we by far exceed the regulatory requirements. Are we likely to issue more capital? Most likely, but it has to be associated with an investment opportunity that we make, and there's nothing in the immediate future.
To finish up with, we were on a panel this morning on empowering youth. Talk to me a little bit about investment in young people, investment in fintech, investment in the digital economy. Could ADIB be leading in this space, do you think?
I think we very much are a leader in this space. We don't go around beating our drums everywhere, but the reality is we are the only bank that has developed a fully integrated youth deployment program in the country. We started that in 2008. The banks in the country focus on hiring nationals, whereas hiring nationals for us is a way of life, but hiring the youth is also a way of life. So all the jobs in the bank for beginners cannot be offered to somebody who works elsewhere. They have to be offered to first-time employees. Basically, our goal is to be giving the youth the first job opportunity ever. That's what we take pride in. That we look for young people, either from high schools or colleges or universities, and our hope and desire is to give them the first job opportunity ever. And we've been doing that since 2008. And we have a fully integrated program for that. We have training for tellers. We have built virtual branches to enable our people to live in a virtual, like the flight simulator that airlines use. We have exactly the same thing for our branch environment, and we have leadership management programs. We have an entirely fully integrated program. So this is what we have to do to develop a sustainable business model. And I don't think it's a fad, I don't think it's a fashion. Unfortunately, these things can become a fashion, they come and go, but for us, it's here to stay. Without this, we will perish. With this, we will grow.
Tirad Al Mahmoud, thank you very much indeed
Thank
for
you.
talking with us. Thank you.